Hi, David. My question is, if you knew, if there was, some world organization in a parallel world that was like, okay, we're gonna fix all of the problems of the universe, and like it actually could happen, and they put you in charge, what would the first thing need to be on that succession of fixing all of the problems of the world that we live in? And for example, if you say, everybody needs to work on themselves first, would it, how would that pan out? Like, how would you enable people to work on themselves? How would you entice people to work on themselves?
What a great question, Caroline. I'm so happy that you asked. It's interesting, you speak of a parallel universe. I think of us each having that position in this universe, that each of us has the opportunity to awaken to a reality where the universe doesn't need fixing, where the way we perceive the universe may need to change in order to have the world that you're envisioning. I don't know that everyone can wake up at the same time or will wake up at the same time. I think perhaps as each of us awakens, we can help others that are around us to awaken also. And that starts a wave that eventually will let us see that the universe is always and has always been in balance. One of the questions, because my reality, although I don't know anything, my theory is that, as Ram Dass said, the only work we have to do is on ourselves. What I say to people, have said often, is, have you been playing by the rules? Have you been doing everything that you've been taught to do and tried everything you can think of, and you're still not getting the rewards you were promised? Then there must be another way. And for me and from some others, that is stopping looking at the hierarchy and trying to change the top of the pyramid, and instead change the bottom of the pyramid, starting with myself. And as I bring myself into sacred alignment, using the tools that I've been taught, my light shines brighter. I perceive the universe differently. I find the peace that has been in me all along, that I was covering up with the things I thought I was supposed to do and thought I was supposed to be. And as that process develops in me, I notice that some folks that I know say to me, "Yeah, you seem to be different. What happened?" Or what happens more frequently is that people are drawn to me when they are hurting. They might not even know why. And they begin to ask me questions and tell me about their life. And I start with that suggestion that perhaps the world will change from the bottom up rather than the top down. Some of the tools that are helpful to me is realizing that there is a way to live where nobody can hurt me. Nobody's responsible for my feelings. That my feelings are my body's response to thoughts that I'm having. So the way I interpret things causes and allows feelings to arise. I used to think that was your fault, so I had the right to yell at you or hit you or manipulate you to make you stop doing that, so I didn't have to look at my own feelings. And then I realized that by looking at my own feelings and seeing where they came from, how I got that way, that I would see you and interpret your actions differently after I did the work on myself. And I would see that you didn't do anything to me at all. You were expressing yourself. A Course in Miracles, one of the ways it talks about forgiveness is that it says, forgive your brother for what he did not do to you. So when I go from that first egoic place of thinking that you're responsible for my feelings and I have the right to manipulate you, to, you didn't trigger me, I triggered on you. I interpreted your behavior from a place in my own past that hasn't healed. And the feelings I had then that I stuffed begin coming up, and now I realize that's a gift. Not to be dumped on you, to get away from you and allow those feelings to come up. Allow them to arise. Give them voice. And then ask Spirit or my higher power or the universe or whatever you think of that's larger than your egoic self to guide you in the quest to see this experience differently. And that's a great place to start. If that works for you, please let us know. If that doesn't work for you, please let us know. Because we'll take a look at that and see what's going on and how perhaps we can change that a bit. So as my perceptions of things changed, and I realized that the reasons that I get upset, they're gifts to me. They're not things you're doing to me. They're gifts that allow me to find unhealed wounds and allow old memories to arise that I wasn't able to deal with at the time things happened. So I stuffed them down in. And now I'm able to let them rise and go through them and come back to a place of peace before I talk to you about it. Changes the whole universe right there. And as each of us finds our own wholeness, everyone who thinks they're not whole, that's in your vicinity, will be drawn to that light. And you might explain to them what you did to find that peace. I hope that answers your question, Caroline. I look forward to hearing from you in the future. God bless you.